Hello, this is Grant, and I'm playing Dead Rising 2 Case Zero. So, a little bit of background. I'm super familiar with Dead Rising 1, pretty familiar with Dead Rising 2, but I've never played this game. This is actually essentially a paid demo that came out before Dead Rising 2. I think it was about $5 or $10, I believe. And the idea was that you could get this a couple weeks early, see if you like Dead Rising 2 as a kind of a little demo, and then I believe you could rank up to level 5 or 10, and then if you had a save, you could actually import it into 2, so you didn't have to start out at level 1. So, other than that, all I really know is I believe you play as the main character of Dead Rising 2, Chuck Green, and I think you're escaping Las Vegas after it was destroyed in an outbreak. So your goal is to get you and your daughter out. I believe there's like a military quarantine zone around, so the goal is you have to sneak out because they don't want anyone else getting out alive or what have you. I'm sure it's going to cover it. But it's supposed to lead into 2, and I assume it's going to have all the same mechanics, same engine and that, so I assume I'm going to have to like find Zombrex for Katey and all that. But yeah, other than that, completely blind, so let's get started. I had to actually like fire up my 360, which is something I haven't done in a while. It's like really weird because every other game I've been doing for 360 has been backwards compatible, so I can fire that up on Xbox One. Whereas this, it's like God, retro almost. Good intro so far. You got the reporter from 2, so it's a cool nod. Got Chuck's colors on the car. The fact that his head is just off screen is like incredibly annoying to me. I never realized this. I had a roommate that looked exactly like this guy. It's actually now kind of jarring to me. Maybe it's just the lighting that did that for me. I always thought Chuck Green was kind of a dick. Not particularly likable. My understanding of the goal here is like you'll fight. It's like just a mini version of Dead Rising 2. So like there's a psychopath or two, there's some survivor missions, and then I'm guessing it's like 24 hours of in-game time. God, I really wish I had played this before Dead Rising 2, but for some reason I never picked it up when it came out. Not until much later.
Nobody likes shots, honey. But it's very important that you get this.
She definitely seems younger in this, but I feel like all they really changed was her haircut. I think she uses the same model as in Dead Rising 2.
Daddy, I don't like shots.
You won't have to take another one for a long time. A whole 12 hours.
Maybe over now.
Oh, that's interesting. I know it was a thing in Dead Rising 2 that it's every 24 hours, but I guess they sell that as extended. That's interesting. And if you don't know, that the whole Zombrex thing is a result of the events of Dead Rising 1. I kind of like that. You don't really need to play any other Dead Rising game to pick one up. Because Dead Rising 1, it's nice to know what happens in the series, but you don't really need it to play 2. Likewise, I never played this before, and I played 2 just fine. I think it's kind of a really good quality. Where it's not like some essential story elements that you're missing, but you can figure out, oh, what is Zombrex? And that definitely leads into helping you guess the twist of 2.
Katey, stay right here.
I'm gonna have to get these controls down. I've been playing a ton of Dead Rising 1 lately, as well as Dead Space. Now all those 3D stuff, like 3D, not 3D, third person, kind of blend together. So, but I'm gonna take it fairly seriously and actually give it a good try. I know I played Dead Rising 2 like 4 times. For the series, I had to play it like 3 times in a row just to get my capture right, and even then, I felt like it's just a game I just didn't understand. The frame rate isn't amazing on this. I'm noticing that a lot. That being said, it feels so much more like a movie. Like, I'm really liking this intro cutscene. Like, I definitely thought that Katey wasn't that big of a deal in 2, whereas now it's like, I'm already super invested in her character, because, Chuck talks to her more, I don't know, devotedly? Whereas in 2, it's just like, oh, I'm a kid. You're like, oh, I'm your dad, I feel bad for you. This feels a little more, like, acted. So I wonder if they didn't put more, like, work into it, because it is a demo.
We're okay now, honey. They can't get in.
Gameplay? What's probably gonna be the weirdest is going back to playing Dead Rising 2 without any of my awesome combo weapons and whatnot. But I really wanted to do a blind playthrough and what have you. I haven't even checked, does this game have achievements or not? Because I might play this way more than I expected if it's fun. Because it is paid, so I'm sure they can do achievements. I don't think they'd be particularly hard, but even though its function was to serve as a demo, I think that they did want to make this entirely standalone.
But no, Daddy, I don't even like zombies.
I know, honey. But it's very important we need another one before bedtime. You stay here. I promise I'll be back as soon as I can.
You're not afraid of those bad people outside?
I think this takes place 2 years before Dead Rising 2. And Dead Rising 2 takes place 10 years after Dead Rising 1. I'm entirely pulling that out of my ass, though. I'm very much a dude that knows mechanics of the game and how to play it, not so much the specifics on the story. All right. 7 and 8. Cool. This is almost surreal because it's like Dead Rising 2, but it's also so not. So let's try out these combo weapons. Oh god, am I slow. Perfect. Hey, I do get achievements. Cool. What else can I make here? It was interesting. I tried to, so I'm a mod over on the Dead Rising subreddit, and I was doing their CSS work, which is how you kind of, I guess, decorate the subreddits. And I did a bunch of research just try and see, like, oh, can I find some kind of unified style between all the Dead Rising games? And you really can't. Like, Dead Rising 1's all these, like, blues and blacks, and then obviously 2 is just so much yellow, and all the HUDs are drastically different. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to me from a graphical perspective that they really have nothing to do with each other. Man, they're really selling these saw blades. Oh, this is a safe room? I can't actually throw this thing. I'm actually super giddy. I don't know if that comes across because I haven't played a new Dead Rising game for a long time. I played Dead Rising 1 to death. And with Dead Rising, the re-releases are coming out in like 2 weeks, which I'm doing this whole big project for the channel, which in fact, I believe this video series is going to be the first one to get the new icons. God, I'm excited. Because it's just been weird since I've actually, like, I guess, like, just played a Dead Rising game for fun. Like, every other time I go, it's like, oh, I need to do this or this. Interesting. I'm kind of getting the impression that because it's a demo, they like to be a little bit more like, here, try out all these crazy things, considering they just gave me a sniper rifle right off the bat. I would guess that there's probably Zombrex here somewhere, and that's going to be like a tutorial on how to do it. I could make one of those buckets with the screws. There's probably, I could make that IED, which is like nails in the propane tank. But I can't imagine, I never liked that. Honestly, I don't like most of the combo weapons in Dead Rising 2. I think they're hard to get, and they haven't gotten them right in my opinion. Because in 3, I'm told they're a lot better because you can kind of just make them out of your car, I think. But then you have this issue where you only ever use the combo weapons. But Dead Rising 2, some of the best weapons are like, yeah, they're good, but I'm not going to go across the entire freaking mall to get a weapon that breaks after 5 uses, no matter how good it is. Which I thought was a huge downside. I've yet to play 3, but I plan on doing this, maybe 2 again, and then Dead Rising 2 Case West, which is the canon overtime mode for that game, I'm told, with Frank. Which I have not played a game with Frank other than 1. So that should be kind of cool, considering he's coming back for Dead Rising 4.